Dear students, our today's topic is to study about the cooperative interspecific interactions part 2. In our last lecture, we discussed about these four cooperative interactions: mating, parental care, family formation, and aggregation. Today we will be talking about altruism, leadership behavior, territorial behavior, and communication. Let's talk about altruism first. Altruism is a type of self-destructive behavior which is done to help the other organisms, or you can say altruism means self-sacrifice. An animal sacrifice its own self to help other organism or other member of its species. Or altruism is helping another individual for no reward. All right, so it is basically the self-sacrificing. Altruism is seen in spotted deer. It's called as cheetal. So altruism can be seen in spotted deer. What happens is whenever a group of spotted deer is attacked by a tiger or any other predator, so what the spotted deer does is the male with the best antlers, like you can see here, the male deer with the antlers are the horns. So this is called as, male deer is called as stag. So whenever they are attacked by a predator, other members of the species will come and they will protect the male deer, by laying their own lives, by sacrificing their own lives. They'll come together and they'll form a circle around the male deer and they will try and protect the male deer. So this is an example of altruism. Altruism is also seen in the honeybees. The worker bees sacrifices, they sacrifice their lives to protect the queen. Worker bees, they does all the work, cleaning, foraging means to go and search for the food. So they go and collect the food for the entire colony. They protect the queen. Whenever honeybee, like whenever the worker bee sees or senses any threat approaching, so what they does is they will try and sting the threat. So sometimes a threat can be a human being or sometimes an animal. So whenever a honeybee stings, afterwards it will die, it will not survive after that. So that means to protect the colony, to protect the queen, it actually sacrifices its own life. So that is what altruism is all about. Altruism can be seen in ants and termites as well. Another cooperative interaction is leadership. Leadership is actually, used to refer the ability of a given individual to influence the movement pattern of the group as it goes from one place to another place. Suppose whenever a group of animals, like they move or they migrate from one place to another place, so what they do is they will choose a leader. That leader will determine the time, rate, and direction of the movement. All right. So animals, they can be good examples of leaders. So animals lead their groups by influencing each other, by showing examples, by guiding each other, and constantly communicating with the followers, or constantly communicating with each other. So what actually happens is, in a group of animals, only few animals have the knowledge about the location of food or about a migration route. So what animals do, they will choose a leader among the group. They will choose an individual or a leader, you call it. So they will choose a leader that has all the information, all the necessary information, and who will guide the followers in the right direction. All right, so that is the purpose of the leader, to guide them, who will guide them to the right direction. So leader is the one who takes the responsibility. So in turn, the leader will take the responsibility of the group. Leader makes sure the safety of its followers or the group. Leader will take care of the group, and in turn the followers, the other members, will follow their leader, or they will be dependent on their leader. So some group of, in certain some animals, you will see the group is led by a female, and in some cases, like in zebras, Mostly in most animals, the groups are led by the males. In case of zebra, the leader of the group is the stallion. Stallion is the male zebra. Another cooperative interspecific interaction is territorial behavior. What is a territory? First of all, we'll just try and understand what is a territory. Territory is a geographical area that an individual marks or defends. A piece of land or a piece of or a piece of area, you can say, that an animal marks and defends. So that's called as a territory. So territorial behavior is the behavior by which an animal defends a piece of an area from the members of the other species or from its own species. So just defending an area or protecting an area against other members of the species is called as territorial behavior. So how do the animals defend or claim their territories? They have different methods for doing the same. Some animals defend their territories by fighting with each other, by fighting with those who try to invade it. And some animals rely on smells to mark their territories. Some animals spray urine, or some animals defecate, some leave droppings, or some animals rub scent glands around the territory borders. So the territory, it can be hundreds of square miles in size, or sometimes slightly larger than the animal itself. Sometimes the territory, it can be occupied by a single animal. In case of like tigers, lions, etc. Sometimes it can be a pair, or sometimes a family, or sometimes an entire herd or group of animals. Some animals hold or defend a territory for the whole year. They use territory as a source of food and shelter. And other animals, establish a territory only at certain times of the year when it is needed. For example, for attracting a mate. When they want to attract a mate, they establish their territory, or for breeding, or sometimes for raising a family. So why do animals need their territories? Because the territories or this territorial behavior, it helps an animal to mate without interruption, or it helps them to raise their young ones in an area where there is no shortage of food, or where there is little competition for food. It also prevents overcrowding. Territorial behavior helps animals in avoiding the predators. It helps in securing a nesting site. It aids in the formation of pairs, and it reduces the possibility of disturbances from the rivals. Another cooperative interaction is communication. A necessary cooperation condition for cooperation among members of a species is communication. All right. So communication is actually an exchange of information among the members of the same species. So when the members of the same species exchange the information with one another, that's called as communication. So animals may not be able to use master language techniques, but they are certainly able to communicate with each other. But their way of communication is different from the like from us human beings. So communication actually, it refers to any process or behavior that allows an organism to send and receive information. Why do these animals need to communicate? Because communication helps these animals to find mates, to show their dominance, to defend their territories, to coordinate group behavior, and for caring of the young ones. So animals communicate using different methods. Like visual communication is there. Visual communication involves the use of signals. It involves signals that can be seen, that includes making some gestures, or making some facial expressions, or changing colors, or sometimes the body postures. So that's visual communication. Like you might have seen in case of peacock, it expands its fan like tail when it wants to attract the peahen or the female peacock. So that's a visual communication. Auditory communication is the use of sounds to receive and send information. In case of dogs, like they bark, they make use of sounds to communicate with one another. Tactile communication is information that is transmitted in the form of physical contact, like when the information is passed by touching one another, or a touch by, or using a touch signal. All right. And another way of communication is by chemical communication, by using chemical communication, or we call it as pheromones. Pheromones are the chemicals that are secreted by special glands that trigger responses in other organisms. So pheromones may be secreted in urine, in feces, or sweat. For example, when male dog urinates on trees, they are using pheromones in urine to mark their territory so that other dogs will stay away from its territory. Here are some examples of animal communication. This is visual communication. Like fireflies, they glow to attract mates. This is the firefly. Peacocks use their elaborate tails during courting rituals. As I already told you, they elaborate or they expand their fan-like tails to attract the females. Cobras inflate their hood to scare other creatures. So these are all visual, methods of communication. Now, auditory communication. For example, elephants use their trunks to talk to other herds over long distances. Male whales use their songs to communicate with females. Wolves howl to call to other wolves in the pack, or wolves also howl, to defend their territories or to mark their territories. So this is how animals make use of sounds to pass on information to other organisms or other individuals. Then tactile communication, or communication that is done through the physical touch or physical contact. Dogs lick their pups to bond, clean, and stimulate their development. Baboons use touch to show affection and groom each other. Horses kick other horses to establish dominance. All right, so this is tactile communication. Then other way of communication is chemical communication, or by releasing pheromones, chemical substances. For example, cats rub against objects to mark them with their scent. All right. Ants use pheromones, pheromones trails to follow each other. So you might have seen this when an ant, like when it moves, it leaves a trail, like it secretes a chemical pheromone. So other ants follow the same trail. That's why you might have observed that ants, they move in straight lines because they follow the trails. So they follow each other through these, like by secreting these pheromones or chemicals. So this is the example of animal communication. This is all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.